Hello everybody, this is Bill Platt, and I just want to go over with some information with you. I own the website coloringbookprofits.com, and from that website I have some training available that teaches you how to create your own coloring books for publication. And so I want to show you something real quick here that is important to a lot of my customers. And there are a number of people out there who are creating what they call PLR artwork for our coloring books. And this is important. What the PLR means is private label rights. And in general, the purpose of private label rights is that several people can buy the rights to one particular package. And so in this case, we can buy the rights to 25 or 50 or 100 background images like the one you see right here on the left. And then once you've purchased the rights to do that, you can use it in your coloring books provided there's one caveat met. You cannot use the image exactly as you find it within your coloring book, and that is for your protection and also for the protection of consumers. The reason that is because if a consumer goes and buys one coloring book and they enjoy the coloring book, they color it, and then they go to buy another coloring book and find the exact same images in the second coloring book as they saw in the first, people will get upset. And if they bought that from Amazon, they're going to complain to Amazon. And since 50% of book sales in the world are done on Amazon, we sell our products there. So if somebody goes and finds one image in book A and then they go over here and buy book B and they find the same images, they're going to be upset, they're going to complain, and if they complain to Amazon, it could result in both books being taken down off the Amazon website. So we do not want to use the same image from book to book to book. And so here's the deal on PLR artwork. We can use this in our books provided we do something to make it different, make it unique, make it unique to our own book. So this is what I'm going to teach you how to do in this short video, and we'll go ahead and get started here. But before I do that, I want to tell you that I am using Photoshop, and not everybody has Photoshop, not everybody wants to use Photoshop. Photoshop is a paid application, and if you've been using Photoshop for any amount of time, you probably don't recognize this interface. This is an old version. I own it, I use it, no need to upgrade maybe, because I don't do a whole lot of really complicated artwork with my stuff. If you do not have Photoshop, you'll want to get one of the free applications that are available. GetPaint.net is a website where you can go to get the Paint.net application, which is an image manipulation and art software. And that's the one I actually recommend, is Paint.net. There's also GIMP, which is also free. And but I've never used GIMP. Well, I used it for about 3 hours, didn't quite understand it and gave up on it. But the Paint.net operates a lot like Photoshop. So there are different interfaces on the two. If you're used to using Photoshop, then Paint.net is your solution. If you're brand new to both, GIMP may be okay. But here's the thing, and this is what really excites me about and encourages me to recommend Paint.net to people. If you see a tutorial online about Photoshop, that will almost directly apply to anything you do using Paint.net, because they are so similar in design that the training you follow for Photoshop will work in Paint.net. And there's tons and tons, thousands of videos on the internet that will teach you how to do new, unique, and interesting things with Photoshop. So I do recommend Paint.net for those who don't have image manipulation software. But if you're using GIMP.org, I hear, not from personal experience, but I do hear that it does everything Paint.net and Photoshop do. It just does it in a different way. So be aware of that and understand it's not the end of the world if you don't, if you use GIMP instead of Paint.net or Photoshop. And you definitely don't have to have Photoshop in order to do what I'm teaching you here. So anyway, back to the training. Right here on the left hand side, I've got a background image that I bought with a PLR package. I bought a PLR package. This is one of the background images that were contained within that package. On the right hand side, I have a horse. It came from a clip art website, free clip art. I went and downloaded the image, and now I've got the two images. I'm going to use them for this entire tutorial. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to take the horse here, and we're going to select all, and I've got it set up so you can see all the buttons and see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Now I'm probably going to go through it a little fast, but you can rewind and watch a video again. So I want to select all, and then I want copy, and then I want to open a new image, and make sure that you have transparent selected, because this is the important part, and then you click OK, and that's going to open up a new working space that's the exact same size as the image you copied. So let's go ahead and paste that in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize the original horse, then move this up here, and we're going to work directly with this horse. Now what I've got at this point is I got two layers. I have the horse on one layer, and I got the transparency on a second layer. So the transparency is behind the fore image. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the magic wand, and I'm going to click right here to select the background. And you can tell what's selected by this moving dotted line around the horse. But you'll notice it doesn't show up down here. And that's because you're touching the sides here and here, and so it doesn't know that you actually want the entire background. So what you're going to want to do at this point is use your shift key. So you go shift and then left click, and now you've got the background on the entire everything behind the horse. Now that you've done that, you want to go in here and do cut, and now the transparency makes sense because now you have the transparency behind the horse. So let's go ahead and select all on the horse, and we're going to copy that, but this time instead of just using regular copy, we're going to do copy merged. And that's because we have two layers now instead of one. We got the horse and we got the transparent. So you want to do the copy merged so you get all the layer information. Then we come over here to the background, and I'm going to do paste. And now I have a horse in front of the background. Now you've transformed the background image into something new. Now let me do this too. This is pretty neat. Maybe you don't want to use the background for the entire back of the page. Maybe you want to set up the illusion that maybe this horse is walking across ground and this design is actually your sky. So what you would do is go ahead and select the, make sure you've got white selected on your foreground color, and select your rectangle, and lay your rectangle down across the bottom of this image. And you'll notice that I actually cut the horse's legs off there. And that's not good. We don't want to hide the horse under the background. We want to create the appearance of the horses in front. So we'll right click on top of the horse and grab layer 1, which is the horse. Then we use the layer button, go to arrange, and bring the horse to the front. So now we've got three layers. We've got the horse, we got the rectangle, and then we have the background image, which is our sky. And once again, real simple process, didn't take any time at all, and I've completely transformed that background image into something new, something that is unique to my book, something that's unique to my vision. So right there you've got our total running time. If I wasn't talking while I was doing it, I can do this in 30 to 45 seconds. So let me go ahead and back this up. I'm going to show you a couple more things, but I need to get back to my original background, and I'm going to get rid of this horse, And not going to save it, and I'm going to bring back my original horse here. So let me go ahead and deselect this, and then what I want to do this time around is only slightly different. Instead of copying my horse and making a new image based on that, I want the image to be the same size as my background. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to do a select all. I'm going to do a copy, and because it's one layer, copy merge doesn't work. So you use copy on one layer, and then you create a new one, a new layer, working screen. Make sure it's transparent. Click OK. Now you have a working area that's the exact same size as your background here. And now let's go over to the horse. And this time we're going to go ahead and select all. And we're going to copy the horse without taking anything away from it. And we're going to drop it onto our background here that's the same size as our background here. And in doing so, now I've got the horse on top of a transparency. So I'm going to use the eyedropper tool, make sure the background is the same as my foreground color over here, and then I'm going to use the paint bucket, and I'm going to fill in that back layer. Now I've got the white horse with a white background completely around the page, and then I got a transparency layer underneath of it. So let me go ahead and click this, and what I'm going to do different this time that's interesting is I'm going to grab the magic wand tool again, and let me go ahead and close this horse down so we can see what we're doing. Expand everything up and then zoom in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that magic wand tool, and I'm going to click inside the horse this time. And there are certain areas of the horse that aren't pre-selected because they were closed off areas. So let me go ahead and grab those by using the shift and then just a regular left click. And then I got my hair right here. Get in between the hair, make sure I get all the horse selected. Then come over here and grab the tail and the inner thigh and the legs, that other leg. Then I'll grab the hooves for this horse. And now I'll go up and do my edit cut. And I've got the transparency inside the horse instead of outside the horse. And so here we're starting to get to the really fun stuff. Now I'll go back over here to my background image, and I've already got the select all done, and then I'm going to do the copy again, and I'm going to place it on top of my horse here. Now we don't actually want the background in front of the horse, we want it behind the horse. So what we're going to do is we'll click the pointer here, we'll right click and make sure we got layer 2 selected. We're going to come up here to layer, and then arrange, and then send to back. And now we've actually got the transparency, and then we got the background, and then we got the horse on top of the background. So now we can see we got the horse, and our background is now like the skin on the horse. And it allows you to really create something unique and interesting from that original background image. But just for giggles, let's say you don't like the way it lays out inside the horse. Let's go ahead and right click again and grab the layer, and now I can actually move this around with a mouse and find a design style that I like even better than what was there originally. Maybe I go with this, and maybe I don't like exactly, I see something here that just wasn't right, like maybe right here at the hooves, and I want to bring that back up a little bit, so I can just use the arrow keys on my keyboard and move it one click at a time. So now I've got my horse, and it looks more natural because I don't have bubbly images right there at the base of his, at the top of his hoof. So now I've got my horse, now I've got the background with it, and I've moved it around and made it unique to my own personal taste, and in doing so, unique to what consumers will find when they purchase your book. And this is important. Like I said, we don't want to use the background image as we got it from the PLR pack as our image. We want to transform this image into something new. And this is how we do it. We merge it with another image, and now we've got something that's totally new. And for me as a producer, It's taken no time at all from the time I started with the horse and the background and moved it over and turned it into something that's completely unique for my books. The total runtime is about 2 minutes. So I can whip through this like lightning fast, produce a book, and then go and produce another book. So this is what's really exciting about this. PLR Artwork is their packages of pre-done work that you can apply to your images, and you can buy packages, PLR packages of this artwork, pretty much anywhere. You know, there are several producers right now creating this type of artwork and selling it to the public, selling it to people like you and me who create books. And now you have the knowledge necessary to transform ordinary PLR background image into something truly unique, exciting, and interesting for your customers. So I hope you enjoyed this short training. Like I said, my name is Bill Platt, and my website is coloringbookprofits.com. If you'd like to learn more about the coloring book industry, how to publish coloring books, you can go to this website, click the link for the book, and I do have training that shows you how to create coloring books and what software to use. There's several different software applications you can use to create designs like you see in the background here, or mandalas, or whatever you want to do with your basic image. And then I teach you how to create the manuscript for uploading to CreateSpace to sell on Amazon. And then I've got some tips in there about how to market your coloring books. So that's the main product. And then I have, once you make that purchase, I'm going to offer you one more purchase, which is video training, what I call the advanced video training. And I'm going to go through and show you through 21 videos, 6 hours running time, how to create some really interesting and complex images using the software that's available to us. And then I also have video tutorials on uploading to CreateSpace and how you want to configure your book within CreateSpace. And also I do have a almost a full hour of additional things you can do to market your books. So find that at coloringbookprofits.com. And if you come across any of the PLR artwork for coloring book artists or authors, now you should know, you should have a solid understanding of how you can transform that PLR artwork into something that's truly unique and interesting for your readers, your buyers, your consumers, so that you can sell your books to people who really enjoy the coloring thing. So thank you very much. My name is Bill Platt. Have a great day.